does Christmas mean to most of us? The celebrated birth of Jesus, a season of peace, a time to help others, or an occasion for giving and receiving presents? For the Living Life charity in Eastbourne, it embodies all of these qualities. Their Christmas efforts begin long before the season arrives, reflecting a deep commitment to compassion and generosity. When we think of Croatia, images of sun-soaked holidays, stunning landscapes, traditional cuisine, or the triumphs of their football teams often come to mind. Yet, beneath this beauty lies a darker reality, scars from the past Yugoslavian conflict that still linger in parts of the country. It's early December 2023, and the Living Life team from Eastbourne is embarking on another journey to Slatina, in northern Croatia. Their mission? To deliver shoeboxes brimming with presents to the children in the surrounding communities. For over 33 years, Mick Trott, the charity's CEO, and his dedicated team have been making multiple trips annually, bringing aid and hope to Croatia.
Hello, I'm Mick Trott. I'm the CEO of Living Life Eastbourne, charity run solely in Eastbourne, but as a wider thing in the international side. I'm very much a family man. I have 5 birth children. We have 2 adopted children. We have 3 foster children. And my faith, I actually attend Victoria Baptist Church in Eastbourne, and I'm a Baptist Pentecost. Living Life charity was set up in 2006 by myself and my wife. But before that, we set up a charity, which was myself and my brother, called Mustard Seed Relief Missions in '92. So we've been working from '92 right up to date in the sort of charity world.
Mick's work in Croatia began when the conflict first erupted in the former Yugoslavian Republic. Over the decades, Mick and his team have forged an enduring partnership with the Croatian Red Cross, a collaboration that has become the backbone of their aid efforts. Mick shares the story of how this vital relationship began.
We first noticed the Red Cross in Slatina back in 1998. We was approached by them because they see us distributing goods to churches, and one of the guys that was in one of the lorries distributing aid was a guy called Vlatko Jelencic. We didn't realise, but he was actually one of the bosses of Red Cross, and he asked if we could help him in any way. And it really became an absolute amazing friendship, and we were taking aid backwards and forwards to Slatina maybe 6 times a year. And his reaction to that was that he became very good friends, and still is now, and because of that he became a Christian.
Vlatko Jelencic, the director of the Croatian Red Cross in Slatina, is a tireless advocate for his community. His dedication shines through in projects, like the one where he raised funds to feed over 200 pensioners daily, employing 19 staff to prepare and deliver meals, a feat he sustained for 3 years.
My job is especially to take care of people, what they needs, especially people in needs. During the years, we get one team of people. Now it's 7 of us, but normally we distribute a job obligation to everybody. Now we prepare packet for the poor families. Another maybe on Wednesday, on Saturday we have a blood action of people. Normally, every Red Cross, we are independent as a town, cities or municipality city. We're independent for our center, for our headquarters. So our job is we're looking for activities and for everything, how to earn some money for our life, for surviving, for our income, and also to share some of our income to the people in need. That means about maybe 10-15% coming to us for our income of workers, and other we spend for our activities.
Distributing the shoeboxes is no small task. It demands meticulous planning and constant communication between Mick and Vlatko to determine how many gifts are needed and where they'll go.
Distributing the boxes is not as easy as it sounds. There's so much that goes into it. I have to have this mindful information before it actually happens, that I'm meant to know how many presents we have leading up to probably 2 months before we actually send the gifts out. Keeping in mind that 2 months could bring us another 200, 300, 400 boxes. But I need to give all that information over to the Red Cross, who will then approach the different schools with the different children in, and he will have lists absolutely complete loads of lists, set out the children, even their family names, so that he can decide who are those ones that have been supported by the Red Cross through their poverty or whatever it may be. And that's how Vlatko makes his decision. And quite honestly, he hates to say, I can't give that person a box, I can't give that family a box. When we've distributed all our boxes, he still says, have we got some more? Can we get some more? Can we buy some things in the shop? And things like that. Once we offload all the boxes into a big hall, which is a Red Cross hall. We then label the walls, girl, boy, age 3 to 5, 6 to 11, 12 to 15. Let it be known, this is an historical event.
Yeah.
The first time
Yes. Of course.
Because the cameras are in, if you want to see,
Yeah, there you go.
main focus.
The team gets to work, sorting the boxes by age and gender, lining them up against the wall with care.
So this is the start of our first day now for distributing. We're basically loading to the brim the van, a mixture of different age boxes. They're all going to go to many different schools. We'll keep coming backwards and forwards to this place all day long until we can't do any more. Schools only last up till about 2 o'clock, so it's difficult to get all around all of them. So we'll do what we can, and then we'll also visit families throughout our time in their homes, because some of them can't get to school. Although they're just picking them up and loading them, they are being counted, so we know exactly how many's going out. There's 1,340 boxes here, and there's enough to go round to the people that have come to us and said that they need the boxes for the children, so we've got the right amount of number. We could do with a lot more. The more we've got, the more people and children that we can reach out. Because don't forget, for every one box that we're giving out, there's going to be 10 kids that are missed. That's reality, unfortunately. So the more boxes we can get each year, the more we can give to the children.
With the shoeboxes loaded, they set off to the first schools on their list, ready to bring joy to the children.
Oh, right, yeah. Got to be a little gap.
Merry Christmas.
Hvala lijepa, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Doviđenja.
Doviđenja, hvala.
Thank you very much.
You
are very welcome. Thank you.
Dobro jutro.
Sjećaju, što nikad neće proći. Hej, zvončići, zvone nema glas. Kroz veliko noći svitom glas, zvone za sve nas. Yes!
Molite, evo, play baby tu lijepo si gledala. Evo, gleda to.
This is the second school this morning that we've been to, and then we will now go out. That will now take us on to the other schools. We could be doing anywhere from 3 to 4 schools today, or even this morning, but it depends on how big the schools are as to how many pupils they have.
Sretan Božić!
That's what makes everything worthwhile. The children, their looks. They expect so little, but yet what we give them is so much to them. And it's not just them. When they get home, it extends to the wider family. So if anybody's watching, get involved. It could be you coming out another year to help.
I have no problem.
The more people we have, the more boxes we have, the more we can do. It'll be wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Sretan Božić svakome. Hoćete nam nešto odjeva, djeco? Nemojte otići, mama, nastavi tu, dođe ovdje. Sretan Božić. Stay here.
The bond between Mick and Vlatko is profound, built on years of working side by side to support those in need.
Mick and me as two brothers, you can see we are very close and we tell each other everything as small kids.
Sretan Božić, svakome.
Sretan Božić! Ajde ti, teta Greta. Plavuša, volimo plavuše, blondie girl. But always we try to together to make plan of what we're doing. And also I try to support this job in England and to be visible for the next donors to see what we're doing really. We don't spend this money or this items for ourselves, just for others, people in need. Mick and Marge and Stacy and other people, you see, we are very, very friendly. We never been on a distance. I really, when come Mick and my foreign donors, I feel more better than with my Croatian people. I'm always more freely. Hey, Jan, and Bruce, and everybody. Everybody, Hajde, pjevajte. Nećete nam pjevati. Hallelujah.
The children light up with excitement as they open their shoeboxes. But what exactly fills these treasured gifts?
You have to think about what you're putting in them because you're supplying for babies, you're supplying for young children. They're all different age groups that they all want something different in their box. But you know what? If you gave them a box, it doesn't matter what age they were, as long as it was appropriate for that young child, they would accept it and they would love it. But the fact is, before now, we've had things like knives in children's boxes 6 to 11. We've had many other things that aren't been suitable. So hence the fact that when they do come to us, it doesn't matter what you do, whether you tape them up, whether you tie them up, whatever, they come undone. So we can check every single one of them and make sure. And at the end of the day, if we don't think there's enough in there, we'll top them up with the goods that we've got so that each child gets roughly the same box. You know, we do leaflets, and on the leaflets it will say you can put little dollies in there for girls and boys or whoever might want them. There's skipping ropes, there's balls. Balls are the most favourable toy you can ever give, either a tennis ball or football. Sweets, we also put in toothpaste and toothbrushes, because if we don't, we get told off by the teachers. You give them these sweets, but you don't give them the toothpaste. So we give them toothpaste and toothbrushes. It's all in the box. Anything really a child would love to see. And that's what we ask. If you're going to pack a box and make a box for a child, would you love to open that box and see that what's in there is exactly what you wanted? If that is, that's what we want for the children.
It's another busy day of distribution, and Vlatko leads the team to more schools. While Living Life strives to deliver as many shoe boxes as possible, matching the exact number to every age and gender remains a challenge.
If you have 1,000 kids that you're giving shoe boxes to give the exact age, you need about 6,000, because you'll never ever end up with the exact amount that you need for the right sex and right age. So they prefer to get a shoebox and get nothing. Yeah. So where we run low on boys or girls, whatever it may be, we just distribute what we can to them, and they're happy to get that. That's the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's better to have something than nothing.
So
yes.
Yeah. If we was distributing 10,000 boxes to kids, we'd need 60,000 to get the right ones.
For the Living Life team, there's no downtime. Collecting shoeboxes is a year-round effort. Even during the coronavirus pandemic, they never stopped preparing gifts for the children.
As soon as January comes, we'll be starting to packing boxes anyway, so I said it'll...
Well, that's the thing, because you're here now in December, but come next month after Christmas and you start again for the whole year.
Yeah.
And it goes all over again.
Yep, it goes all over again. But we've done that so that we can reach a decent quota to bring them out. Because COVID did a lot of where schools weren't open and there wasn't the people bringing the boxes or making the boxes up. So we got lots of donations, but not the actual boxes. So we were making boxes up at the shop where we were as well, just to get them done. So we managed that year as well to bring them out. Hasn't stopped us yet.
Why does Mick and his team focus so much on Croatia? While the country boasts famous tourist hotspots, not every region shares that prosperity. Some communities still grapple with the aftermath of war and hardship.
You know, in Croatia, you can drive around many places, especially in Zagreb. Zagreb is a beautiful place, has all these huge buildings. I was actually there during the conflict when parts of churches, which were history for the Croatians, was bombed. And I was there helping put in sacks around that church to stop it from being hurt any further. And if you drive around Croatia throughout, it doesn't matter where you go, you'll find there's nice houses, okay to live in, but some of them still bear the parts of the war where they're half blown up or they've got bullet holes written in the side of the wall. And so the difference in Croatia now is that people are getting back their lives. They're starting to talk to one another, they're starting to believe in things. The biggest problem that you've got in Croatia now is that you probably hear people say, people go out on holiday there, what is the problem? Well, the problem is a lot of their industry is supported through the government to go on to the coastal areas. That's all their roads are being made so that more tourists can go there. But where we work, within the villages, within the small cities, there's nothing. And so the difference is, in those cities, nothing has changed much. There's still big, huge unemployment. People can't afford food and things like that. An average salary out there is about £600 a month. That's their average salary. Now you might say, well, how can they cope with the electric and stuff like that? And this is fact. They carry a light bulb around with them in their house. Why? Because whatever room they're in, they'll plug that light bulb in. If they finish going in that room and they go to another room, they'll unplug the light bulb and put it in another room. That's how they save their money on their electric. There's never, ever more than one bulb running at a time. So this is all a part of what goes on. And this is, you know, why we're directed in these areas. We're just trying to support these people that need support. For instance, us and them. So us in this country, we need to go somewhere. We get out of our door, turn left, and we can get a bus. Or we can go out of our door and get in a car, or a motorbike, or even an electric scooter. They haven't got that out there. There's these big, long country roads that last 10, 20 kilometres, and they have to go down that road, whether that be by cycle, because that's the only thing they would have out there, or they walk, to go and get some goods like bread and stuff like that. And it's very difficult. You know, we take things, what we've got, for granted. I'm sorry I have to say that, but it's true. We take it very much for granted. They do what they do, but they're happy in how they do it because they've got their families, got people that love them. They're all one big community really out there and they try to support each other. The guy that I've worked with called Ante, he's a Bosnian. He helps everyone. Doesn't matter what they want doing, they want a wall bricked up or they want this done, that. And do you know what, they'll pay him 1 or 2 chickens for what he's done. And he's happy.
Visiting families in their homes is a cornerstone of the team's work in Croatia. Today, they're headed to see a family they've supported for 25 years. Ante, along with Lucia and Anna, are refugees from Bosnia and Herzegovina. They now live on a remote farmland in Croatia, having arrived with absolutely nothing. Thanks to Living Life and the Croatian Red Cross, they've built a life here. For Mick and the volunteers, these visits feel like reunions with extended family.
94, they come here as refugees from Bosnia. They come totally without anything, no stuff, no money, no nothing. And year by year they build their new life here, and people from England living life, and other also as Red Cross, and so help them to support them to build a new life. And now they feel them, all of them, because they coming maybe yearly 2 or 3 times, depend. As a family, they are one big family, and they love them very much because through these years, they know they are not alone, because somebody from the world, from the wide world, coming here in the small and home, and helping them and feel them as a friends. This friendship is the best what we built all these years. Friendship between English people and these people.
When there's a war or something like that that starts in various countries, you'll get lots and lots of different charities that will come on board and say, can we get some snaps of you? Can we do some video? Because we can help us fundraise. And they never do anything else again. That's it, all done, finished. So we felt that it's very important to strike up this friendship with the family, to show them that we're people that believe in continuity with our support and our help. And so we're now talking back in 1992 when we first came out here. Auntie's family, this is now 25 years since we've been coming here and supporting them from their children being this high to left the country, gone to work in Austria and Germany to earn some money.
I've seen the family growing up from when I first came out, and watching the children grow and sharing the experiences of family life, and even the highs and lows when Auntie was ill and we went to visit him, and with Mama when she had a cancer scare. We were there for the family as well. It's not just been at Christmas, it's been all year round, and to be welcomed back as part of their family, and that's been very important.
It's also important to remember that when we do this work, it's only possible through the people that we partner, i.e. Vlatko from the Red Cross. Without him, we couldn't do this because he knows his people. He only knows them very well because he's very touched by everything that they go through. The support they've needed throughout, don't forget they've come from another country, had to start their life again with zero, with nothing. It's only because of Vlatko and what he's done that we've been able to help him.
Faith plays a vital role for Mick and his team, fueling their drive to help those in need.
God is there. I have an unconditional love from him, no matter what. And I feel that whatever I've gone through, it's nothing compared to what some of the people here have. But I feel that as I've been given, I would like to give something back to others, because I have been so fortunate in my life. And by the grace of God, and as long as I can help, I will. Whether it's back at home in England, as at some time there will be a time when I won't be able to travel. But my love will always travel with all those who come out. But I will still help as long as I can, and as long as God gives me life and breath, I will keep doing it.
Amen. Without the faith, having that faith, then I probably wouldn't be doing this. You do this work with a compassionate heart. Where do you get that compassionate heart from? It's just what you go through in life. I became a Christian in 1985. So before that, I was a part of the real world, but then I joined God's kingdom and, focused on that. And if anybody thinks it's an easy life becoming a Christian, it's not. It gets harder and harder, but that's showing your faith to him. And by doing that, this is now our 33rd Christmas coming to Croatia with shoeboxes. Now, if we was doing something wrong, that wouldn't have lasted. So I can only say we're doing the right thing, and my faith just gets stronger and stronger every day, every minute. As they say in Croatia, svaki dan, svaki sat. Every day, every hour.
Što je najljepše na Miku kod njemu? Što je vama najljepše? Ne najljepše, ne kao ljepota, nego kao
Srce, duša.
Dobrota.
Dobrota.
His goodness and heart and good heart, good soul.
Najljepši je kada se... Zato što mi je lice ogledalo duše, uvijek nasmijano, dobrotom sjaje.
Through his face, they can see his goodness. Good. He's a good man. Always is on smile, always joking, and so on.
After decades in Croatia, Mick sees little hope for a brighter future in some communities. The war devastated industries. Companies that once employed over 150 people now limp along with just 3 workers, a reality unchanged for over 20 years. Many villagers rely on growing their own food and sharing it with neighbours to survive.
They don't have much in ways of crops and things like that, but what they do is a lot of them farm for themselves, so they're able to feed themselves in that way. So they get the vegetables and they get the cauliflowers and things like that. What we try to do is we try to support different villages by saying, okay, there's 20 houses in this village, we buy 200 chicks, give them the feed to feed them, let the hens grow up on that feed, and then they can use them for laying eggs. They can then barter with those eggs, sell them to get monies that they need for bus fares or whatever.
Anti's farm is a lifeline, providing food for nearby villages. He shows us traditional farming tools, a glimpse into a way of life rooted in resilience.
In these 2 boxes, put a lot of seeds, and when walking, push it. And catch a seed and fall down here.
Somehow. It's an old plant.
On the distance for planting.
No, it's for planting. No, it's not.
For planting. You see.
There's an ox that pulls it.
And after that, growing up. It's more easy, but normally people have to digging. But now it's more faster, not fast as with machine. But somebody have to carry it, or a horse, or a ox, or tractor. It's very hard for men to just push it. It's very hard.
I can imagine is it heavy, or is it just difficult to push in the mud?
This cow called this process is very heavy for people, including if you have a horse in front. You have to push all day. You have to. It's very hard. The peasant used to be very, very strong people, men. Now it's coming horse in.
That's where the horse goes.
How you call this? Plug. How you call this?
Plough.
A plough. Plough. For example, before also for ground, if you want to work with this. Also here we've been horse and savodi, but always the man hold this. But it's very hard. You have to push inside this. It's not easy. Understand? And it's not easy. It's just walking. It's not just walking. You have to push inside to dig ground deeply.
Mick explains the slaughter process in these villages, how locals cull their own meat, sharing it with others, and ensuring nothing goes to waste.
Whereas at home, at Christmas time, turkey is what we have for dinner. Here you don't have turkey, you have pig. They have 2 or 3 pigs in a village. They'll get some professionals in, some friends in the village that will slaughter those pigs. They'll do them humanely, they do them properly. They've been doing it for hundreds of years. And so what they'll do is they'll slaughter those pigs, they'll chop them up exactly how it should be done, and they'll give them to all the people in the village so that they've got something for Christmas, so they've got a bit of dinner. But European law states that if you do any culling of slaughter of pigs or cows or whatever it may be, it must be done in a registered slaughterhouse. So what they're saying now is that from now on, you must not slaughter your own pigs or animals unless you are registered to do so. That is in a registered building. So European law is putting their foot down to say you're now part of our organisation, so therefore you have to follow the rules. But you try telling people out there that have been living in their villages, and this has been going on for hundreds of years, you tell them not to continue culling their pigs, their cows, whatever it may be, for their dinners, because This is what they're professional at. They know more and probably far better than slaughtering pigs than the slaughterhouse, because they're more humane here than when they do it. And the fact is that these people are not going to comply with the European Union's calls, and it will cause an upset. I mean, it's not dug in stone yet. They haven't actually come round and say, right, we know what houses, but eventually what they're going to do is they'll send police round to different houses that they know will do this. They'll eventually get a fine and they get taken away, whatever they've got to be taken away, which is unfair. Everything is cleaned, you know, even the fats that come off it, they make stuff with that, they make the crackling. Even all the fats that is reduced into liquid, they use that and sell it. It's all a part of their survival. How can you take away survival from them? You can't. They've got to be allowed to continue to do what they know best. And that's not only feeding themselves, but feeding others.
The Red Cross also steps in with food parcels for those in need, and Living Life supports this effort with additional aid.
Yes, he helped me other way. Sometimes, like this packet, Living Life will leave me some money, maybe 500 or 1,000 euros. And for this money, we buy products, items for living. Oil, sugar, flour. For example, this is margarine. This is pasteta. This is chocolate. I don't know, rice, flour.
There's a lot of supplies here.
Yeah.
Yeah, food supplies and just general help that you guys do.
We make packets from this.
Yeah.
Put in plastic sacks and so on. It's all. We buy. Here is, for example, oh God. Here's milk. We prepare milk for people, and so on. Because this is this is a family with 5 and more children. 4 and more children. 4. And this is our house. Yes.
So for the future, unless their government put money into these different places, I can't see much happening in the next 20 years. And it's sad that they don't have that way of life, you know, that they can enjoy so much. They are very happy with their families. As long as they've got their families, they're happy.
During their December 2023 visit, the team stops off at a refugee camp near Đurđevac, delivering over 300 shoeboxes to the children there. British Ambassador Simon Thomas joins to help, and Mick recounts how he enlisted the ambassador's support.
We took over 300 gifts to a refugee camp called Đurđevac. It's more of what they would call themselves a gypsy camp, but that's their home. That's where they live. They're not going anywhere else. Going back to when I met the Croatian ambassador to Great Britain, his name was Simon Thomas. The idea came to me, why don't I invite the ambassador to come along just to have a look at what we've been doing. I mean, we've been doing it for 33 years. Why not invite him along now? So that's what we've done. And he jumped at the chance. He came to Đurđevac with us. He met us there. He asked what we do, and I told him. So he then got distributing. I said I wanted him to distribute because I've been doing this for 33 years and it will actually give me a break. I can sit back and watch the distribution going ahead. And he was full of delight. He couldn't stop giving these kids the presents. He thought it's such a wonderful idea. My name is Michael Trott, but they call me Mickey Boy.
Okay, Michael Trott.
Yes.
Okay, what's happening today in Đurđevac?
Today we're giving Christmas gifts to the children because, you know, most of the time children, they have nothing. Christmas can pass without anybody noticing. So for us, it's important that children can spend a little time for the Christmas.
So how do you feel? What have you seen today here?
It's lovely. You know, we've been here before giving Christmas gifts, and they're all very, very well behaved and very good and kind. And, you know, they line up, they queue up. It doesn't matter what the weather is like. And they just want to receive their gift and thank everybody for what they're doing.
Where did you get the idea for this?
The idea of this came back in '91, just before the conflict here. And I was asked to prepare some boxes small enough because my team was asked to witness the release of 17 coachloads of prisoners from the aggressors. So we was in Zagreb witnessing the release, and I prepared a box, like a shoebox, with all different things in, light enough for the people coming off the coach, because they had no stamina or nothing, that they could lift it and take it away with them. And so the guy that I was working with, a very kind man, his name was George Hoffman, he said, "Can I have a look in the box?" So he opened the box and he said, "Wow, so much love." That's why it's called Love in a Box. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I'm Simon Thomas,
Okay.
and I'm the British ambassador here in Croatia.
Okay, you're not first time in Đurđevac.
I am first time in Đurđevac, but I am really pleased to be here, and really pleased to be here celebrating the very long-running partnership that we've had between Living Life in Eastbourne, back in the United Kingdom, the Red Cross here, and the local communities. This is a long-running partnership, which really, for me, celebrates the strong people-to-people links between Croatia and the UK. I mean, I'm pleased to be here today, but it's them that do all the hard work, and it's been brilliant to see the families on the receiving end of these Christmas gifts today. It makes it's a good Advent celebration.
Your plans in future?
So that's really a question for the team at Living Life.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's about involving everybody that needs to know what we do. And I was just reminded that we should tell more about what we do to the people in Croatia, because they're not aware of what we do here. And I think it's important as partners that we should do that. So we'll certainly be calling on our ambassador to help us out again in the nearer future.
Well, first of all, it's been a great privilege to come and see the work they're doing here. Today, we've been in a Roma settlement in the north of Croatia, but I know this is only one of the projects that they're supporting here. And what's really special to me as our British ambassador to Croatia is that this is a partnership that's been lasting over many, many years, which started when Croatia was here in wartime, when the British people responded to a very real need much wider in Croatia. Over time, Croatia has moved forward, but there are still communities, as everywhere, that are left behind. And the support that communities at home in the UK are giving is reaching directly to some needy people here. And as I said, seeing the work here, seeing the impact on the communities, seeing the strong partnership with the local Red Cross, that's a great thing. And it's a good thing for UK-Croatia relations as well. Yeah. What's clear is that whatever they're receiving from families, from individuals at home, they're working here with local partners in the Red Cross and with communities that really need it, and doing all the hard work to get it to the people who need it most.
And you know what he said to us afterwards? He said, "Why have I never heard about this? All these years I've been doing this and I've never heard about your charity giving aid to Croatia. Why is that so?" So that was the idea behind the ambassador coming along with us, to share a little bit about what we do.
Leaving the camp, the team heads to a hotel to distribute shoeboxes to Ukrainian refugees fleeing the ongoing war. Mick shares a moving story of a girl who, thanks to a donated computer, resumed the work she'd been forced to abandon in Ukraine.
We've been supporting the refugees from Ukraine, where we've actually given them gifts, shoeboxes, we've given them Easter eggs, we took clothing to them as well. We've also given them computers to work with. And there's one young girl there that she's able to continue her work that she does in Ukraine because of the computer that we gave her. And because of that, she's able to earn some money from it and be able to get forward and do things that she needs to do. And I believe I'm right in saying, I think she's now decided to stay in Croatia because of the job that she can do and the way she can do it. And she can also help some of those refugees that are coming in from Ukraine to Croatia.
A new day dawns, and the team is back on the road, delivering to schools. For these children, the shoeboxes mean the world.
The reaction from the children when we give them the gifts is far greater than any gift you can receive. And when we give a box to a child, they will open it, and you'll see on the video, you'll see they shout and they scream, they jump up and down with laughter, because you could say, what does that box mean to a child? Some children have been known, and this is fact, this is me witnessing myself, some children carrying their boxes under their arm in war-torn areas, walking around with their box while they help other children open their boxes. And then the next day you go back and that same child is still carrying that box under his arm. And you say to him, why are you carrying the box under the arm? What have you got in it? And he says, I don't know, I haven't opened it yet. And you said, well, why? And he said, because it's something to look forward to tomorrow. The greatest gift you can ever see is those children with the smiles on their faces, the laughter, and the smile that says, thank you so much for what you've given to us. You can give a gift to a child, and that will last, I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks, maybe even longer. But you know, the one greatest gift that comes out of it is God's love, which lasts forever.
At one school, a little boy misses the initial handout. Mick refuses to let any child be overlooked.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
Even if they weren't on the list.
Kenya.
So no presents from Mick. No presents get missed.
No one gets missed. I mean, she shouldn't be there, the little one. They're obviously looking at probably one of the teachers. They're coming in because they haven't got cover. But why miss her out?
You always work your hardest to make sure everyone gets
Why not give her a gift?
Yeah.
We got something there. Let her have it.
Yeah, the teacher that had the little girl who came up for the box, she's been there, well, the last 2 or 3 years at least. And she said, oh, lovely to see you again. I said, yes, we see you next Christmas. I said, well,
yeah, we'll try. It must be nice that when you do get to see the teachers again after
yeah,
that time.
because they do work. They have an awful lot to contend with. There may only be small schools, but they have to do so much in that small school. It's like the other school, they've got another pupils coming this afternoon because they can't teach them all at once. So yeah, no, it's lovely. But then you get a school we went to before and it had to close because all the pupils moved up and gone. So they were out of a job. They don't sort of say, oh, would you like a job somewhere else? Yeah.
Back at the Red Cross Centre in Slatina, the pile of shoeboxes has dwindled after just a few days. The team loads up again, this time for an evening delivery to a church group they've built a direct connection with, independent of the Red Cross. Bruce Forward, a plumber with his own UK company, shares how he supported Living Life since 2015.
Started off by volunteering to drive 2015 because I needed a driver and went from there really.
How have you found this week compared to previous years?
It's nice I haven't had to rush back this year. I've been had to take the whole week off work. Normally I'm on the way home by now. So I used to see my aim was just to bring the boxes here. That was my role. Over the years it's grown to get more involved. It's got longer and longer now, it's 8 days down.
Because the scale of this must keep getting bigger and bigger each year.
That's what we try to get bigger and bigger, try and get more schools involved in Eastbourne. We try and get more and more, but there's always more and more you can do. Yeah, that's the thing, you can keep going. Last year was 1,000, this year's 1,400 roughly, I think. So it's a good increase in boxes.
Still need more though.
Still need more. We want 2,000 next year.
So what would you say is the most important thing for people can do?
So I would donate or make a box, or make 2 boxes. If everyone made 2 boxes, it'd be amazing what difference that would make. A little thing could go a long way.
The shoeboxes arrive at the church in Orehovica, led by Lidia Stojkovic, a religious education teacher and coordinator for people with intellectual disabilities. The children she cares for eagerly await Mick's visits. Before the gifts are handed out, everyone gathers for traditional Christmas carols.
So it is very helpful because I work with people with special need, people with disability, and most of them are people with intellectual disability. So for them, they are still like children, even when they are adults. So they are very, very enthusiastic and happy when they know that they will receive some Christmas gifts and gifts for Easter. And also they like people from England, they know them. and they're always very excited when the time comes that they will meet them. It is important that they can know that there are people far away and they are still taking care of them. They are happy about that, and their parents and our employees and volunteers, they really appreciate that and they are very thankful. It is important to know that we are like international family, that we have somebody far away, but they think about us, they follow us on our Facebook, they send greetings, and for me this is a special relationship, and we are really thankful to everybody who help them in the ministry, and that for all of the gifts and for money that they can come to Croatia. We really appreciate that, so we are thankful for that. They can't wait for it. They always ask, are the English people coming again? And they are very excited about that. As you see tonight, they feel here like they are at home, like their second home. They are really faithful and committed to that work, and we pray for them that they can still continue doing that.
There's a passage in the Bible.
Ima odlomak u Bibliji.
It says, I will never leave you nor forsake you.
Koji kaže, nikada te neću ostaviti ni zaboraviti.
And he made every single one of you here today special.
I za njega je svaki od vas večeras ovdje poseban i poseban.
All special to him.
Mi smo svi njemu izuzetno posebni.
So when we come to Christmas time,
I kada dođemo do vremena kada obilježavamo Božić,
we must remember that Christmas is about Christ.
Moramo razumjeti da je Božić sve vezano uz Isusa Krista.
It's not about happy holidays.
Nije vezano uz sretni blagdan.
It's not about happy Xmas.
Nije dakle sretni Božić.
It's happy Christmas.
Već sretno božićno rođenje Isusa, zato što on živi u nama.
And every single day that we walk,
I svaki dan dok hodamo, dok dišemo,
we have that day that he gives to us.
Sjetimo se da smo zbog toga živi i da zbog toga dišemo, zbog toga jesmo.
Because he made each and every one of you a special person.
Zato što je on učinio da je svaki od vas, svaki od nas poseban.
Mr. Jelenčić here, it's all because of him that we can come here.
Gospodin Jelenčić je taj koji nas je doveo ovdje.
Because he's the one that decides where all the gifts go.
Zato što je on taj koji odlučuje gdje ćemo poslati darove.
And every year he says, Orahovica is on my list.
I svaki godine on kaže Orahovica.
Sretan Božić i Nova godina od nas Englesku.
The shoebox pile shrinks further as the team begins their final distribution day, targeting areas of extreme poverty. Their first stop is Čerelija, a small village with a settlement of Kosovo refugees who built their homes from donated materials. The school here recently suffered a devastating fire just 2 weeks after a prior delivery.
It's a Kosovan settlement, so most of these guys from here are Kosovo. And what they were done was they were given the material to build the homes. And that's how they got their homes. So it's quite a poor area, this is Čerelija. And also you'll see going to Vocin, that's quite a poor area as well. It was heavily bombed.
I noticed that on the drive here, there's a lot of buildings.
There is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this now, it looks brilliant from what it was. It was, hardly anything was standing. But now, they're getting on with their lives and they've got the school here, which is really good. And you see there's loads of kids in this school. The more children, the more schools they build. But this is a good one.
Very sad to hear what happened to the school in the past, with it being burnt down.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know the reason. Obviously jealousy or whatever set in. because there's a lot of drugs and alcohol abuse out here. It only takes one person to set light. So we was actually here 2 weeks prior to that distributing, and then it was burnt down by arsonists, and they immediately rebuilt. They didn't hang about, they rebuilt it. Hello. Hello. Slatina Božić. Hvala.
Their next stop, the team visits a school in Bocin, a village scarred by heavy bombing during the war. They bring some boxes, but sadly, it's not enough for every child at this school.
Although we've given boxes to, I don't know, maybe 90, 100 children, there's another 500 in there that won't get boxes. We don't have that amount, unfortunately. This is why we try to pressure and let people know what we do, why we do it, and hopefully bring more schools on board. Can you imagine if each person in Eastbourne done a shoebox? We'd have enough for everyone. It really is as simple as that. But if people can get on board, and we'll help them all the way. You know, we just need the boxes for those kids. 500 without a Christmas.
Go, Johnny, go!
Christmas to me is very special. For it to go by just as another day is not right. It's not right for any child. Regardless of their beliefs, they deserve to get some kind of little gift for Christmas Day. That's why we do what we do.
Mick's decades of aid work have left him with countless stories. He's now recognised by adults who received shoeboxes as children. Some are now parents whose own children received the presents.
We've given the boxes out, and this is 33 years now, to the same children, to the same families. Last year, I see one of those children growing up as an adult was working in one of the cafes in Croatia, and she recognised me straight away, and she gave me a hug, and she said, "Thank you for what you've done." The other reality is, these people often turn into mums. They've got children of their own. And I'll give you one example. One of the schools that collects for us in Eastbourne gave us a lot of shoeboxes, and I went to pick them up. The next day, I was telephoned to say, "We've got another 3 boxes come in." Now, it turned out that the person that dropped them off was a young lady. She was a Bosnian lady that she set refuge in this country. She had one child that went to this certain school. Now, she said it was very important that she gave the boxes to the school because she received a box, and she received that box from Mick Trott. And that was a mother that I gave a box to many years earlier. And that's how the cycle goes.
Mick's tireless service hasn't gone unnoticed. Travelling through Austria, he received a phone call from the Commonwealth informing him of the British Empire Medal for his work at home and abroad. Later in Croatia, he was awarded a rare International Red Cross medal shared only by one other foreign charity.
This is the medal that I was awarded by our King. It's known as the BEM medal, which is the British Empire Medal. I was given it after 33 years service to what we've been doing. But I basically said that it should have been my wife that was given this because she's the rock behind it all. And without her, I couldn't have achieved anything. So this is for my wife. This is a medal that was given to us by the International Red Cross. You can see the different numbers on it. The different numbers mean that 145 years since the Red Cross Slatina has been going. The 70 is for the 70 years that they've been carrying out the blood services. And the 30 years has been since the conflict started in Croatia and Slatina. And that was awarded to us because of our works, our continuity in what we've done, and for never forgetting them. The medal is the very first one that was given. There was a second one given to a French charity, and they're the only 2 ever to be given to foreign charities. There's lots of people that could support us in such an easy way. You know, even someone such as McDonald's where they give these toys out when you buy a Happy Meal. If we had some of those to put in the shoeboxes, the children just absolutely love them. And it's such an easy thing to do, but it's a meaningful thing to do. The biggest thing that we ask you to do is pass the word around and get people, you know, chatting to each other and saying, this is what we can do. If people feel that they can help us and do more for us, then they can get in touch by email, by phone, or by going through the website. There's many different ways, or they can even drop into our shop, which is the old TJ Hughes building in Terminus Road in Eastbourne. Just come into there, make yourself known to us, and we'll do the rest. It's so simple.
The work of Living Life is truly remarkable, touching tens of thousands of lives. This documentary reveals the power of kindness and faith to create lasting good in the world. Whether you believe in Jesus or not, the call to love our neighbours as best as we can resonates universally. Kindness, support, friendship, and respect. These are the gifts Living Life brings. As the saying goes, the best way to make a child good is to make them happy. Living Life is doing just that.